And we are live.
All right. Morning. Good day, everyone. My name is Rajin Motorai. Today, today we'll be looking at Google Sheets under Google Sheets, and here is our slide for today's lesson. Okay, so the lesson is going to be divided into two. One will be taken today, and the other will be taken tomorrow. So for today, we're just going to be learning the basics of Google Sheets. And after that, the remaining is just the advanced part. So once you know the basics, it will be easier for you to be able to continue with the advanced parts even on your own. So now, here is the logo of our Google Sheets. Moving on, Google Sheets is a web-based application. It's an online spreadsheet. You can create, update, modify, format, organize your spreadsheets, everything online. Then it's an online data analysis app. So just to know some of the benefits for us to know, okay, this is why I'm learning this. Why should I know Google Sheets? What exactly is the benefits? Why should I list? Why should I watch this video? Why should I do what you've asked me to do? What exactly am I going to learn from it? So one of the benefits is that Google Sheets is free. You don't have to pay anything to use it. Then it has offline editing. You don't always have to be online for you to use Google Sheets. You can collaborate with others. I am here in my house, you're there in your house. We could work on the same Google Sheets together. Then it is Excel compatible. You can upload all your data from your Excel into Google Sheets. Then it has version controls. Perhaps you're working on the Google Sheets already and you don't like what you're seeing. You want to go back to the previous ones you've done. So it has a version control button. It's more like of editing. So it saves your work as you're doing it. So you could, let's say, okay, we're in May. Is it? Today is May 6th, and you want to go back to the work you've done in May 3. Version control is there for you. You can go back to it. Then you can also link to other sheets. In Google Sheets, there are several pages for you. There are several sheets in a Google Sheet. So you can link each other to each other. You can link a sheet to another sheet to another sheet. Then linking charts to Google Slides. Currently, I'm using Google Slides to present. I can link a chart from my Google Sheet to my Google Slide, and that's just Google product integration, combining one product into another. You can also do that for Google Doc and Google Form. Just like I explained in the Google Form earlier on, once the user is submitting a form you created, it will automatically go into a Google Sheet. So that's like a Google product integration. You're linking Google Forms into Google Sheet. It will either go to an existing spreadsheet or a new spreadsheet. It depends on you. So linking charts to Google Slides. I'm just going to show that here. Okay. All you have to do is go to the insert part. Then you go to your chart and here you have it. You can insert your chart from sheet. So once you click on this, all your Google Sheets, your Google Slides, your Google Doc, everything is being saved in your Google Drive. So once you press that, your Google Sheet is expected to be in your Google Drive. So you're just going to search for the file here or just pick it from here. Currently, I don't have any charts in Google Sheet, so I won't be able to demonstrate that. But in case you have a chart and you want to link it to your Google Slides, probably for a presentation, you can do that here. So back to the slideshow. Okay, so Google products integration, then connection to internet and external sources. Apart from being Excel compatible, there are also some other documents, .csv. There are also some documents where you can upload your data from it back to Google Sheets. So that's just connection to internal and external sources. So like I said, we'll be basing on two aspects, the education aspect and the business aspect. So the uses for the education aspect, there are several uses, but these are just some of the summary. Students' data, they could use it, a school administration could use it to collect their student data, to store the data. A teacher could use it for grading as you are taking your test. They'll be recording it, your exams, everything is there for you. You can add, subtract, minimum, range, maximum, everything, average is there. So it's like a calculator on its own. You don't have to take your calculator and start calculating your student's grade. Oh, this person got 17 here, there. Google Sheets is there for you. All you just need to do is know how it works. Then for attendance, planning your classes, activity reviews, registration, data collection from science classrooms and all. So these are some of the uses in the education aspect. Okay, so the uses for the business aspect, you have invoicing and orders. If you're probably tired of texting people, you can just put out a Google form for them to place their orders. So once they are placing their orders, it automatically goes into the Google Sheet. So from there, you note the orders you're getting, and once you deliver an order, you have an option just to go there. You can fill colors. Okay, red I've delivered. Sorry, green I've delivered this. Red I've not delivered this. So it's very easy to even track your orders. Then you can use it for invoicing, schedules, projects management, reports. You don't always have to just start carrying your paper whenever your boss asks for a report. You just you have to continue like inputting. Okay, what have I done today? This is what we use today in the office. This is what we are going to be doing, and blah blah blah. It's like an automatic report. You don't have to start inputting every time. It is mobile friendly. You can do that from your phone, from your laptop, from your tablets, from anywhere. Then it has charts and graph. Like I said earlier, you can link the charts in your Google Sheets to your Google Slides. Then for accounting, it's a calculator on its own. Then employee time tracking to track your employees' effectiveness, their efficiency, and all. So this is our Google Workspace, Google Sheets Workspace. Here we have all the menus. We'll be working on three things. There are three important terms you should know: the column, the row, and the cell. So this is the column. Sorry, this is the row here. These are just the rows. And then the column is from the top to the bottom. The row is from the left to the right, from the right to the left. Then a cell is just a single part in the column or the row. So this is where we input our information. Then moving on to the part one, and that would be the basics of Google Sheets. So we are going to be taking part one today. We actually have part two and three, but just part one today and a little bit part of part two. The rest is not much, so we'll be taking that tomorrow. So these are the guidelines for the practical aspect today. We'll be learning how to duplicate your sheets, add, insert data, add column, how to format, use bold and italics, you merge your cells, freeze your cells, then sort your data validation. So if you want to continue to further learning this, you can get it from Applied Digital Science. That's the Google for Education. The lesson is Google Space Sheets, and this is just the part one. And here is the part two. Here we have the part two. So we'll be learning some of it today and the rest tomorrow. Then I'll be updating the part three by tomorrow. So that is all. Um, I'm sorry. I'll be right back. Sorry.
All right, guess we'll be on a short break while our trainer gets back to us. So just give us a little bit of a minute while she gets back to it. Thank you.
Okay, sorry for the break. My environment was going to get noisy, so I have to move from there. So now we're going to be continuing with
All right, sure, no problem.
the lesson. All right, thank you. So I'll go to my drive and take the Google Sheets we're going to be using. So we have some information there. We have there was a sale, so people uploaded from Google Form. They submitted a form on what they wanted to buy. So we're going to be using the sales form for our class today. So let me go to my Google Drive.
Sorry, Michael. Can you share a screen?
Oh, sorry. Tab share. Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, sure.
Can you see my screen? All right.
Yeah, sure.
So I'll be opening my Google Drive. So anytime you want to open any Google app, make sure you're signed into your Chrome. And whenever you're signed into your Chrome, just come to the Google app button. So you find the apps there. Now this is the Google Drive. Why is this taking so long? Wow. Okay, it's taking too long. Okay, I'm sorry, the internet's connection is very slow. So here is the information we're going to be using. It's for a shared sale information. So we're going to be editing this, and our final result is expected to look more friendly and more readable to other users who you will be reporting the form to. So let's go back to the slide. Okay, so this is the first thing we'll be doing. We are going to be duplicating our sheet. So like that, we'll be having a two fundraiser shared sale sheet. So for the first one, we are not going to be working on it. So when we are through with the second one, we'll see how we'll compare the two together to see how we could make our sheets more better. So the first thing we'll do is duplicate our sheet. Then we'll be adding. I'll be showing you how to add new rows, new columns, and how to insert and delete data in the Google Sheet. So we're going to be duplicating this. If you want to duplicate this, you go to the bottom of the page, and there you find all the pages of your Google Sheet. So you can work on different sheets at different times on the same Google Sheet. So this is page one and this is page two. You can use it for different entirely things, or you can just use it for maybe a continuation of what you've been doing before. So here we have the shared sale information, and once you right click on it or you click on this arrow, it's going to bring out the menus. So we'll duplicate this. Once you duplicate it, it's going to give you a copy of what. Okay, here it is. So here is the copy. Here is the copy of the shared sale information down here. So we're just going to rename that so it won't confuse us with the other one. So I'll just rename this into, so I'll just change the name to practical. You can also change the color. So once you see okay blue, you know that okay this is what I'm working on. Once you see the black color, you know that this is what I'm working on. So I'll change this color to another color so it won't confuse us with the other green color. So here you have the change color menu. Change this to blue, dark cornflower blue. So this is it. Now, like I said earlier, we have a version control. So this is the version control, all changes saved in Drive. You can also work offline, but you have to pick the offline um, option before you can do that. So here is the version control. This is my current version, and I've done one around 9:55 a.m. Then I was on the form like around yesterday. That's around 6:51 p.m. So it will keep saving your work as you're doing it. So now, if I don't want the current one I'm working on, I could come back to the yesterday zone, and this will be the yesterday zone. I could go back to the current version I'm also working on. So it depends on you how you want it. So if you feel what you're doing right now you don't want it, you can go back to your previous version. So we'll move back. So that's just the version control editing panel. Yes. So here we have, this is the row from right to left. This is the row. Then these are the columns. This is a column here from the top to the bottom. And here we have a single cell. This is where we input our informations. So the single cell makes up the rows and the columns. So now if you want to add a new column, perhaps you skipped an option. Okay, here we have number of shirts, you have shirts one size. But before number of shirts, you want to input another column there. So all you just have to do is click on the column. So if you want to select everything together, you click on this C column. But if you want to select just a single cell, you click on just that single cell. So we want to select everything in this particular column. I'll click on the C column. So then you can right click. Sorry, yes, you can right click, or you go to insert. So here you have columns. So you can either insert one column left or insert one column right. So we want to insert one column right here. So it will automatically bring a new full blank column for you. Or you could insert, or you could use right click. Then here you have it, insert one column left. Then to bring another column for you by the left. So you can just copy, you can just paste your information, or you can just start typing it. But if you have a bulky information, you can just copy and paste it. So we'll be deleting it later, so I'll show you how to delete your columns too. So let's just copy what is here. So you can just do, sorry, so I want to copy everything here. Okay. You can just do edit. So if you want to copy or paste, you can do edit, or you can left click, or you can control C, anyhow you want it. So I'm going to be copying from here. I've copied the whole column, and I can come here to paste it. Edit. Then I can paste it here. So we have the same replica of what I've copied. Now, if you want to delete a particular column, just come here and click the whole column E. But if you are deleting only a cell, just click on just the cell alone. But if you want to delete the whole column, click on the C column. So once you are clicking the C column, it will automatically know that you want to click on all the columns, you want to edit the columns. So you can just right click, or you can go to your edit and delete your column. So delete column E, it will automatically delete everything in the column E. And now this column C, you can also delete just the values inside. If you don't want to entirely delete all the column, you can just delete all the values inside. So we'll go to delete column. Sorry. So now this is one of the advantages of the right click. If you right click, it will just only bring delete column for you. So it's better you go to the edit if you know you only want to delete just the values. Sorry. So you edit, and now I can only delete all the values. It will delete all the values for me, but leave the entire column C. But if you want to delete everything, you can just delete everything. Want delete column. So the same thing you can also add for rows. I said the row is from the right, from the left to the right, right to the left, anyhow you want to call it. So once you click on the eighth number, once you click on these numbers, that means you are selecting the whole row. Once you click on the letters, that means you are selecting the whole columns. So I've clicked on this number 8, that means I'm selecting the whole row there. So I want to insert one row above. So I can insert another row above. So there it will give me a blank new row. So I can input my information there. Probably I've skipped one information there. I can input it there. And I can also delete just the values, just like I've done for the column. So all you just have to do is go to the edit, delete values, or you delete the whole column. So here I can delete this back because we don't need it. So edit, and so delete row 8. So now we are through with the first part. We've duplicated our sheet. We've added a new data, that's new row, new column. We've deleted it. We've copied and pasted, insert a new data into it. So we'll be going to the second part. That is, you format, organize your spreadsheet. Then you use the bold italics and you merge cells, set alignment and format date. Okay. So here, this is the information we have. It's looking too bulky for someone to read it, you have to keep scrolling. So just this, we can get rid of the redundancy information. So now we have shirt one size, shirt one design, shirt one type. So under this, we can just give it a header. So that will just be shirt one. Then we can just have size, design, type, shirt two, size, design, type, instead of having shirt one size, shirt one design, shirt one type. So here we're going to be adding a new row, two rows actually, because we have to give it a title, then we'll also give it an header. So we'll come here, we'll be creating two new rows above this row. So come here, can edit, so insert row above. So this row will be for the header, then we can insert another one, and that will be for the title. Just one, yes, then insert row above. Okay, so and also we can reduce the name, like the name is too, let's say it's too long, so we can just shorten the names. So here we can just give it, so if you want to edit here, you can come to this part, instead of, you can also come here and edit it, so it's anywhere you want it. You can just say sales person, then here number of shirts, and just come and say number. Okay, number. So now for this one, we'll be adding a header to it. We will later be merging the cells. So once we merge the cells, that means the size, the design, and the type will be under sheet one. For that, we have about five sections there. So for this one, we'll be writing sheet one, sheet one. So then we'll come here and edit it, because we totally don't need the sheet one again. Once we have shirt one as the header, that means all we just need to do is have the size, design, and type. So whoever is viewing the document will know that, okay, under shirt one we have size, design, and type there. So I'll be editing it. This will take a while. So edit size. Okay, this will take a very long while. Design and type. So here we have shirt one, size, design, and type. So I'm going to be doing that for the shirt 2 to 5 also. So I'll give it an header shirt 2. Then to avoid redundancy, we're going to be raising the shirt 2 size and leaving just size there. Size. Size. Same for shirt 3. We'll be giving these two information headers too. So we're just going to be giving it other information, and then we raise the topics to avoid redundancy. So we'll just take this into payment and social. Right. Yeah. Other information. So now we imagine this. I'm going to be sending a copy of this sheet later, so we can also edit and practice on what we are doing right now after the live stream. So now to merge the cells, we want to merge the cells. So whenever someone comes to the views the sheet, they are going to know that okay, this size, design, and type they are under shirt one. So once we merge it, it is going to, so the shirt one will be working, just it will be an header for size one, design, and type here. So to merge, you click on it. So you go to the format part, then merge cells. You merge horizontally. So automatically the line there will erase, and this shirt one will be just for the size, design, and type. Then we'll do the same for the shirt too. You highlight from column G to H2 and to GI. Then you go to format, merge cells horizontally. Okay. Then go to shirt 3 to, you do the same from J. You have to highlight it for it works. Like here. You can also right click. There's supposed to be a merge option here. But if you don't find that, you can go to the format. Okay. There's none here. So you can just go to the format, merge cells, merge horizontally. Go to the fourth one, highlight, format, merge cells horizontally. Come to the fifth one, format, merge cell horizontally. And you come to the last one, that's the other information. Then you merge cell, format, then merge horizontally. Now, to make it even more friendly, you can just come here to this column and you highlight everything here. You highlight shirt 1, shirt 2, shirt 3, shirt 4, shirt 5, everything all together. Then you can bold it. You can bold it. Then you can come here, format. Then go to alignment to align everything to be in center. So here you have it. You have your shirt 1, shirt 2, shirt 3, everything at the middle of the designs. So someone who opens this sheet will automatically know that okay, here we have shirt 1, and this under this shirt 1 we have the size, we have the design, and we have the type. We're going to be putting a border there so it will look even more friendlier to whoever will be reading it. So let's go back to our Google slide. Okay, we've done the margin cell, the formatting. Now what we have is to format our date. Okay. So here we have the timestamp. We can change this to dates. So whenever um whenever Google Forms uploads a submission into Google Sheets, it will give you a timestamp. It will give you the time and the date the person submitted. So this is very bulky. We have time, we have date, so it might be confusing. So just going to format this into dates only. So what you have to do is click on the column A. So you select all the columns. Then you go to format. Then you go to numbers. So here you have the date. So you have dates, you have time, you have date time, you have duration. So we are just going to be using dates for this only. Date. So here we have the date. So now we are through with part 2. We'll be going to the part 3. So that's continue formatting and organizing. So little by little our Google Sheets is looking more friendly, is looking more presentable. Yes. So now we'll go to the free cells, columns and rows, add border, set fill color, add borders, change. So that will be for the third section. This we'll be freezing cells first. Okay. So now we have up to, I think we have about 30, 27 inputs here. So the inputs are very bulky. For you to, they might, some people might have the same name. Some people might have, they might have Gabriel, and they want the same size of flow, they want the same design. It might happen like that. So just for us to be able to recognize them, to be able to set, okay, this is order one, this is order two. So we're just going to be giving it a sale ID. So from here we'll be inserting another cell to the left of this, and that will be for the sale ID. So insert one column left. We'll be giving it a title that will be sale ID. Just for us to be able to recognize that, okay, if someone has the same name and they are all doing the same shades, they want the same design, the same type, the same size. So just for us to be able to recognize that which is which, we're going to be giving them a sale ID. So we have 1, 2, 3. So now let's say we have about 100 inputs. I can't be typing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 100 or to even 1000. That is going to be very stressful. So all you just have to do is come here, you highlight your 1 to 3. So automatically Google Sheets knows that, okay, 1 to 3, the next thing is 4, the next thing is 5, the next thing is 6. So you highlight them and then you come here, you click on this small button, small box here, then you drag it down. So you drag it to the last part of the information. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to 26. Okay, we have 26 inputs. So now, yeah. So here we have it. But just to point out something, now that you have 1, 2, 3, if you don't highlight them, if I didn't highlight this 1, 2, 3, I just clicked on 3 and then I pulled it down, it's going to change everything to 3 for me. Because what Google Sheet will read is that, okay, you are trying to make everything 3, but once you highlight 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it will know that, okay, you want to continue with the sequence and not just a number. So what you have to do is you have to highlight from 1 to 3, then you click on the small box. Sorry. Then you click on the small box and you come down. So to automatically bring the sequence for you. So if you are going to about 10,000, you can also do that. It's just continue reading it for you: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 10,000, instead of you just typing 1, 2 yourself. So you can just do that to make your work easier. So now, if we'll be going to the freeze cell. So if we are moving from here to here, you notice that all the informations too are moving. So you might not exactly know which cell ID you are working on. So you want to check cell ID 3. And now once you are moving, the cell ID 2 will move. So what you could do is you can freeze your cell. If you freeze your cells, once you are moving to the side, the cell you frozen, or the columns or the rows you frozen, would would not move with it. So let me just show you how to do that to freeze the cell. So you have to make sure you are highlighting all the columns. But if it is just a cell you want to do, you can just do that too. But here you highlight all the columns. Sorry. Uh, so yeah, we have it under view. Okay. So you freeze it. So you freeze it. You say one column. You are freezing just one column. So you are freezing it. So once you freeze that, anytime you are moving to the side, oh, so anytime you are moving to the side, the column you froze will not move. So automatically you know that, okay, I'm looking at sales one, sale ID one. So if you are moving, you know that, okay, probably the person's name is Natasha. Then you know that, okay, sale ID is for Natasha, and she chose size L, she chose design sunset, type crew neck. So that's how you can freeze your columns and your rows. So you just have to go under the view, highlight the column you want to freeze, and voila. Okay, what's the next thing? Okay, freeze cells, columns, and rows. Then now, to add border, set fill color, add borders again, change font and size. Step. Okay. Okay. So yes, we already have our header, we have our sales, we have our topics, the options. So just for it to look more presentable, we're going to be adding the border. So once you see a border, you know that, okay, this border is working for shirt one, this is working for this shirt. So you highlight the whole column. So this sale ID is a column on its own. We're going to be giving it the border on its own. So come here. So this is the option for borders. You have to highlight a column first. So you come to the border, you pick a border for it. We're going to be using, yes, we're going to be using this. Then we'll change type, we use this. So now you've added a border to it. Whoever comes here, it will be easier for the person to know that, okay, this is the sale ID, this is what is inside the sale ID. Not that it will jam pack with the other information. So you come to the date too, you add, sorry, excuse me. You add the same border for it. You add this border. Mm, okay. Come to the salesperson. You have to make sure you are picking the whole column. So it will work for the whole column from the head to the bottom. So you go to the border part again, pick this, come to the number, pick this. So now we are here. So we want to pick the column E, F, and G. instead of so once you pick the column E, F, and G, it will just make a border for only shirt 1. So you have to make sure you highlight this, then you control click, control click. So automatically I've selected these 3 columns. So now I'm going to be giving them a border. I'm going to be giving the 3 columns a border. So here you have it, the border for the 3 columns. Mm, mm. So I'll come here too and I'll do the same for shirts too. So control, just click. So okay. Then we'll add border to it again. Okay. Now we'll do the same for shirts 3, shirt 4, and shirt 5. So you have your border. Then go to the next one. Control click, control click. And come to the next one too. Mm, So so here we have it. Yeah. So here it is. We have, so now it's looking more presentable. We have our shirt 2, and here we have the size, the design, and the type under it. Then we have shirt 3. We have the size, the design, the type under it. So the border is differentiating from the size of shirt 3 from the size of shirt 2. So automatically when someone views this, it will look presentable to them. So now we have to put our topic. So I'm going to be merging these three cells. Format. So format it. Merge cell. So you merge horizontally. So now you can input the title you want, any title you want. So I can put, let's say, um, physio. Mm. So now I can style this. I can give it a bigger font. So I can make the font size bigger since it is the topic. The title. So I can make it 18. Yes, and maybe a little bigger. This 20. So yes, this is looking more okay. So now to fill in colors, um everything is looking black and white. We can just add a little bit color for the header and for the topic. So here I'm going to, so if you want to fill in color for the whole column, you can just highlight the whole column by clicking one of the numbers of the column you want to highlight, or you can just pick a particular cell you want. So if you want just this cell, you can come here, click on the cell, then fill colors. This is the fill color um menu. So you can just fill the color. You can fill color with blue. So that is because we highlighted just a cell. But if you want to highlight all the cells, you can come here, click on all the cells, then come to fill color. Sorry. Formats. So you can merge this thing. Sorry, a little bit small function there. Copy and paste from here. Control C. Control V. Okay. So we'll merge this back. Format. Now we're going to change the font size back. 20. So we raising this and I'll match the cell. So for the colors, you can come here, select the O row, then you go to fill colors. Uh, let's pick three. So here you have it. The O section is colored. Then come here and also pick a color for this particular cell. Hmm. So let's pick a color, fill color. So let's just pick ash. Yeah. Or we can make this whole section colored. I think it will look better that way. Yes. So we have this. Okay, so this is looking more, it's looking more presentable, I would say. Let's merge these three since we are not using them. So we'll merge them. Merge seven. Okay, yes. So here we are through with the third. So we're through with the third parts of the basics. So we have just data validation, then we'll sort our data, then we'll wrap up the parts one. Comment. So we have data validation. So now that we have a size here. So for this size, we have size large, we have medium, we have small, we have extra large, we have extra large. So while some people might be filling the form, they might want to pick, probably they might want to write large in full, but we don't want them to write large in full. We just want L, M, XL, XXL, S. So during that, you can just put a data validation there. So once you put a data validation there, that means you'll be restricting what the user can pick. So if they are writing LARGE instead of just the L, the Google Sheet is going to tell them, okay, sorry, you can't write that. You have to just pick maybe large, medium, or XL, XXL. So that the data validation is just for it to limit what the user can pick, just for it to tell them, okay, you can just pick within this range, you can't pick more than this. So for the data validation, we have it in the data menu here. We have it in the data menu. So if you scroll down, this is the data validation. So for you to use data validation, we're going to use it on the side. So we'll highlight the whole column, not just a cell, because we want the whole column to be data validated. So you come here, data, so you pick data validation. So before we actually do that, okay, I don't think it's in set range. So we just come to your data validation. Okay. So we have small. So now we want them to pick just S, L, XL, XXL, and L. So that you are going to write what you want them to pick here. So you put X, S, L, XL, and XXL. Then we have XS too. XS. So you reject input. If you show warning, if the person writes maybe large, and it will just show them a warning that okay, this is not the value we want. But if you are putting reject inputs, once the person hits submit, it's not going to submit that part. It's going to go back and tell the person you can't input this. So you have to pick either SL or XL, XXL or XS. So that's just for the data validation part. So we're going to do list of items. Okay. So for that list of items, you use S. Sorry, you have to pick list of items because you are telling them that okay, why you we want the list of items we just want is S and all those. So XS, and make sure your characters it is how will I call it? It is character sensitive. Yes, it is character sensitive. So you have to make sure it is in capital letter or your small letter that you want. And you have L, you have XL, you have XX. Yeah. So you can reject the input or you show one, but it's better to reject input in this aspect because we only want just these items to show. Then you can also show validation help text. Click and enter a value from the list of items. You can show it, you cannot show it. It depends on you. So I'm going to be showing it here. So you save it. So here we have it. So now the only thing the user can pick is S, XL, L, XL, and O. So now I'm typing large. You see, there was a problem. Click and enter a value from the list of items. So if you are not picking out of the list of items, the data validation has already set. It won't the Google Sheet is not going to collect it from you. It's going to tell you there was a problem. You have to pick within this, and this is the message that we put there for the data validation control. So that's all for the data validation control. You can also do it for the number of sheds. So yes, let's come here first. So you highlight the whole column. I'm emphasizing on this. Always highlight the whole column. If you don't want it to set it just to the text, you can highlight the whole column. Always highlight the whole column. Oh, yeah. We made a mistake. I'm supposed to put M there. Okay, there's no medium. So you can just go back to your data validation, then put M part of the list. Data validation. You can just add your M, so save, and that's all. Okay, so now when we highlighted the whole column, the it highlighted this size too, and we know that the size is not part of the SXS. That is just a type 2 for the size. So now if you can remove the data validation for this size, all you just have to do is click on the size, go to data, sorry, go to data validation, then you can remove validation for that part. So we've already removed validation for this part. So it's because the whole column was highlighted. So the data validation also picked the size as part of what it should validate. So you can remove data validation for this part. You can also remove data validation for any cell you pick. Then now for this number of shirts, for the size we're having letters, for the shirts we're having numbers. So we can come here, highlight the whole column, go to data validation. So before we go to data validation, we are going to be um how will I call it? Yeah, sort range, but we can also do that here. Let's come here. So click on data validation. So list from a range. So you can say numbers. So now what do you want your numbers to be between? Okay, you want your numbers, number of shirts that they want to order, you can make it between 1 to 10. You can make it between 1 to 20. It depends on how you think people are going to order the shirts from. Okay, me, I want to order 30 shirts, but the owners already set the data validation just for a user to order just 20. So I can just order within 1 to 20. I can't order more than 30. So if I'm trying to order more than 30, it's going to give me an error telling me that, okay, you can't pick more than this number. This is the amount of numbers you can order. So I'm just going to be taking 1 to 10, then show warning. Yeah, let's just put show warning here. Then show validation text. Enter a number between. Okay, can only now. That's right. Any other. Um, So now we have it. The criteria for this data validation is the user can only input just one from number 1 to 10. Then if they don't input that, it's going to show them a warning and tell them you can only order up to 10 shirts and not more than that. So we're going to be saving this validation. And here it is. The validation is already on for all the shirts. So if I try to pick something, let's say 55, it will bring an error here. So invalid. Inputs must be a number between 1 to 10. So you have to know you have to just order between 1 to 10. And here it is also giving us an error. That was because the old column was chosen. But I said this earlier, you can erase the data validation from this cell or from this particular cell. All you just have to do is highlight the cell, go to the data, sorry, highlight the cell, go to data, then data validation, then remove validation for just that particular cell. So now if someone tries to input 30, it's going to bring this red sign. And so this red sign is showing them that it is invalid. You can only input number between 1 and 10. This we just made it like a warning, but for the size we made it like to reject the input entirely. So you can't input anything more than M, XL, S and all. But for this is just a warning. You can still input it. It won't reject the input because that is the data validation we have set it into. So yeah, that's all for the data validation. You can also can put data validation for the rest of the sizes, this size, the other size. You can use data validation for them too. Oh yes, this was also data validated, so you can remove it. Data, data, data. So remove validation. So that's it. You can do the same for this type, for the size, for the design. And if I should say we should start doing that, it's going to take a lot of time. So once I send the link to this, I'm going to give us the original link to the information. So we can just do that against tomorrow and just edit it. We can edit it and put our data validation for all the sizes, the design, and the type against tomorrow. And then from there, we're going to be going to the next to half of the part 2 and part 3. So that's where we're going to be checking how to use the filter, view the filter, create. Then we're going to be using the charts and the graph. We're going to be creating charts and graphs. If we should do it today, it's going to take a lot of time. So yeah, what's the next thing? So that's all for data validation. It's just to limit options. It's to tell the user you can't do more than this. Then sort your data, name and sort sheets or ranges. Okay, yes. Sort data. All right. Okay, now we have salesperson slash source. So we have online, we have Michelle, we have Natasha, we have Daniela. So all these they are not in the alphabetical order. So if you want it to be in an alphabetical order, you can do that. So all you just have to do is sort range. So when you sort your range, it is going to do it for you like that. So but you have to be careful with this sort range of a thing because once you start sorting, there are some parts that once you start sorting, once you sort it, it won't give you the original. Okay, perhaps let's say we have here we have online, we have 10 shirts, we have size large. So there are some parts that if you sort a particular column, once you sort it, it is not going to give you the original information for that particular person. So you have to be careful on how you use your sorting. So you have to make sure that it is not um it is not erasing your data. It is not erasing your data. It is not taking it somewhere else. So for this, we are going to be sorting the sales person. So click on the column. Okay, click on the column. Then you go to data. Sorry, here data. So here we have it. Sort range. So you can sort range by column B. You can do A to Z. You can do Z to A. It depends on you. So let's sort A to Z. So here it is. We have Chastity Smith. So it is in alphabetical order. But okay, let me show you what I was talking about. So if you check here, we have Smith, we have 10, we have large, we have design 5, we have V-neck. Okay, we have that. So let me show you data. Yeah. So this is exactly what I'm saying. For this sort, it is only sorting the salesperson. It is not sorting their other informations with them. So now, what we add for Stephanie is okay, what we add for Stephanie, the data we have for Stephanie is it is not what it is for Stephanie again. So once you are sorting, most times they use sorting just to check for how maybe for a particular, maybe the inputs most people put in. Okay, yeah, we have for this design now we have graffiti, we have waves. So if you are sorting, most times if you are sorting, you're doing A to Z, you just want to see the most design people picked. Now from here, just a quick glance, I think most people picked sunset. So if you are sorting this, it is going to give you from A to Z. So this all the sunsets will be in the same place. Then with that you'll be able to know that okay, the sunset is the most picked designs. So that's mostly what I use sort for. So now if you are I've used sort here, but the remaining data that is with Stephanie, that is with the online, that is with Natasha, is not the data with them. So you have to make sure you Control Z your sort, or you back or you erase your sort so that you won't mix up the datas of the other. So I'm just going to be doing Control Z back. So now this is the original data that we got. So sorting is just for you to know that okay, this is the amount of probably you want to know the the people that their names began with A, that they registered, B that they registered with. That's mostly for sorting. So if you are using sorting, you have to be very careful because it will mix up your data and you have to make sure you erase your sorting back. Then you can do sorting for timestamp too. You want to know those people that ordered within December. You want to know those people that ordered within January. You want to know those people that ordered in June, you want to know those people that ordered in May, you want to know those people that ordered before May 29, before May 30. You want to know those people that ordered before June 12. So all that you can do that with sort. So for timestamp, you just come here, click the O column. Sorry, excuse me. You come to data. Sorry. Okay. Sort. Sorry, that's not where I'm going. Sorry. Mm, so here we have numbers. Mm, mm. Okay, yeah. Ah, sorry. My laptop is functioning somehow. Oh, yes. I'm trying to log in with another laptop. This laptop is misbehaving a little. So, okay. Sorry. Okay, so let's just see what we have left. So, okay, just sort your data. And that's all with the wrap up. Then we have part two. Okay, so we have filters. So I'm just going to be teaching the filters now, and tomorrow we'll learn the remaining. It's not much again, just a brief of the advanced part. So now for the timestamp, I don't know what's wrong with this. Oh. Mm. So here we have the filter. We have it create a filter, we have filter views. So this filter views is just for you to view a particular part. Okay, you want to see those you want to see just the orders of Natasha, what she ordered for maybe a particular date, or you want to see um the um the sale ID for sale ID 1, sale ID 10. So that's what filter views and create a filter is for. So let's go to the sale ID part. So you come here, go to data, then create a filter. Sorry, Control Z. Now, all your if you want to highlight all your work, you can just come to this. There's a blank column between the column head and the row section. So you can come here and click on it. So when you click on it, that means you've automatically selected all your work. So you can come here, then go to data, create filter. So like I said, this filter is just for you to view a particular part that you want. Let's say you have about 10,000 orders now, and you want to see just the ones they ordered from. You want to see the timestamp for just December and just for December, before December or after December. So you can use create a filter. So that was what I was trying to do the other time. So you come here. So here it is. So you clear. First of all, you have to clear all. Yes, so you clear all. So now you say filter by condition. I want to see just the ones they ordered before, let's say May. So you can come here. I want to see the one they ordered before May. Date is before. Then let's say May. So you come exact date. You can come. You can say month, past month. You can say exact date. You can say in the past year, in the past week. So exact date. I'm going to be using um 01/05 in 2019. Come down here. So let's use 2018. So here you have it. You don't have any other between you don't have any other before that date. So that is why there is nothing here. So Control Z. Let's see a date. Let me check for a date. Cancel. So we have 12, 14. Oh. So this is December. This is the date. Okay. So filter by condition. Clear all. Filter by condition. So date is before exact date. So I want to see all the orders before um December 12th. So 12, 12, 2018. I'll come here. There are no orders. Okay. Control Z. So if you want to see all the orders before a particular date or after a date, you can use filter to view it. So all you just have to do is come here. You have to select all your worksheets first. Then you come to this blank place, you click on it. That's how to select all your work. Then you can filter by condition or by values. So let's use ID to filter. Okay. So of internet connection. Okay, yeah, okay, it is here. So you clear all. If you want to see just sale ID one, you can just click it. Okay. So here you have it just sale ID one. So the filter is just for you to view just a particular part that you want to see. If you want to see just sale ID, then or you want to see just Natasha sales, you can check it. So before we wrap up, so always remember to close your filters. Because, so let's view all. So here we want to view all what the people that registered online. So we want to view just online orders. Okay. So here you have it just online orders. So it is like filtering out what you don't want. So now I have 1,000 orders and I just want, maybe I want to get a data. So I just want to see what only Nima has ordered. So I'll just use the filter and just filter out to the remaining and just see what Nima has ordered within the year. Probably you're doing a promo or something and you want to give your viewers, your buyers a gift. So you can just come here and use the filter, but always ensure to make sure you close your filter back to avoid data loss. That okay, so that's that for that. So that's all for that. Mm, so that's everything for the basics. So we've done part of part two. So that it's just the filters that we've done. Let me see the remaining. Okay, so it's just the filters that we've done for part two. So by tomorrow we'll be doing the rest of. So we'll be doing the rest of this. We'll be doing the rest of these. We'll create filters and all. Mm. So we still have use filter to count, to add, summarize. You display data in a chart, we create and insert, we modify charts, we protect your sheets and ranges, use count if, and then we'll show you the other features, how to collaborate with other people. You can share your sheet with someone else in Togo or Senegal, in the USA, and anywhere else in the world. So that's for the collaboration part. So before we wrap up for today, it remains no, that was just the filter that I showed you. So deselect everything. So you have data, remove filter. So do not forget to remove your filter always. Then, so that was just the filter views. You can create a filter. So anytime you create a filter, you can close it back. You can go back to it. You can close it back. So instead of using filter views all the time that you have to start, okay, I want Nima, I want skyline, I want graffiti. So you can just create a filter for that. So anytime you want it, you can close it and you can open it back. So here you select all first. So you select all, then you go to data, then create new filter view. Yes. So you have it here. You can name your filter. Okay, I want all the sales, all the online sales, yes. I want all the online sales. Okay. So you come here, and so you can select as multiple as you want. If you want to view just 1 to 10, you want to view 1 to 20. Okay. You can come here, you can clear, then you can pick. It depends on you how many you want to view. So let's say we have 1 to 10. Pick here 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So here you have it. You have all the sales for sale ID 1 to 10. So this is your filter view. So always remember to close it whenever, then you open it back whenever you want to use it. And don't forget to remove your filter so you avoid data loss. Okay. So that is all for today. Okay. So that will be all for today. Thank you very much. So by tomorrow, I'll be sending this link to everyone to work on what we've done today. So by tomorrow, we are going to continue from the document you've worked for today, and we'll move next to the remaining part of part 2 and part 3. So from there, that'll be all. That'll be a wrap for Google Sheets. But for today, thank you very much and thank you for listening. So we are through. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you so much, Ma. We really appreciate. So, all right, guys. See you all on our next stream, which will be later this evening by 4 5 p.m. Thank you very much, and do have a blessed day. God bless.